Hey, welcome back to my channel, this is Kuro, and we're playing some more Genshin Impact on the PS5, and I'm going to abandon the randomizer now. We're going to actually select some parties. I'm just going to keep Lumine in, because we are playing the main story. So we're going to be rolling with Ayaka, Ganyu, and Barbara, although I feel like I should put Ayaka back in her original outfit. There we go, we got Kimono Ayaka. So we're going to head off into the desert to Caravan Rebirth. Actually, we may as well teleport there. We're also going to start doing more of the character stories. So we're going to do some of the story quests. Mainly because the main story isn't really giving me much content apart from doing reactions. So, reaction commentary, I guess. Maybe we'll start streaming some stuff on Twitch if I decide to do Twitch again, but let's head over to Caravan Rebirth. Okay, so the moment we just teleported,
here we are again.
Sounds like you're starting.
It looks like it's starting to self-trigger. Yeah.
Paimon's amazed every time we see
Yep.
the wall of Samiel.
The War of
How can a
Samiel.
wall this tall even exist?
I'm guessing it was probably caused by either
Unreal.
King Deshret
I know what you
or
mean. I had the same question every time I walked
by
this way when I
God.
was a
It
kid.
must be a god. Somebody must
Also,
have
why is
caused
this
it.
high wall here? And can a wall really... It was only after I grew up that I realized
It could
the
be.
wall of Samiel isn't just there to keep out the sandstorms. It serves a
Oh.
more important purpose. Keeping
Keeping
out
people
like us. Sumeru is run by wise and mighty sages.
When it's a war,
To
it
them,
sounds like
us desert
Attack on
dwellers are
Titan.
nothing but tools that can be used and discarded at their whim.
Mm-hmm.
We're cheap labor, like livestock,
Okay.
but easier to control. Nothing more.
That's
Even if
depressing.
a child from the desert got the chance to obtain an Akasha terminal,
Mm-hmm.
almost all their requests for knowledge would be denied. The
That sounds like
academia
prejudice.
believes we're underserving.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's
Geniuses like
skip along
Sataria
because
are
it's
one
taken
in
a
a
while to
million.
auto-load
The
some
other
of the dialogue.
children never get a single chance to try and rewrite their fate, even though the academia knows very well that we're humans, just as they are.
Okay.
That's terrible.
I would tear down this wall with my own hands if I could.
Unfortunately, you're probably not strong enough to do that. I hope she doesn't do anything drastic here.
Dehya,
Also, if you're running a Akasha terminal, wouldn't
thinking
the
about doing
academia
anything
know about it?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
This place just...
It
gets
feels
me
like a very
thinking, that's
closely
all.
monitored state.
Besides, we're here to procure information, aren't we?
Yes.
Yep, we gotta catch those.
Shh.
Yeah, and some of
Caravan
these...
Rebot
yeah.
is crawling with people, so be careful
A lot
what
of
you
spies.
say. Our mission started the moment we arrived here. Let's go check out the tavern. Maybe we'll find someone I know.
Also, I just realized something. How is her top even staying on? I keep getting interrupted, but we're going to progress with the story. So I think we just need to head over here, if I'm not mistaken.
Just our luck. None of them are here today.
Who are you talking about?
You don't see any.
Dehya, is that you?
Oh, somebody
what
knows
a
you.
coincidence. You here for a drink too?
Saki. Finally, a friendly face.
Okay.
Oh, and who do you have with you here?
Friends
Guess
from,
from
another
another
land.
land?
From Mondstadt. I guess.
Hello, hello. I'm Zaki. Dehya's, how would you put it?
Drinking buddy?
Drinking buddy?
Somebody you get
We've
drunk with?
had drinks together a few times. You could say we go back a ways.
Okay, fair
Anyway,
enough.
As far as my friends here, they aren't too shabby, are they? You rarely see any Outlanders so friendly and respectful
Mm-hmm.
nowadays.
Absolutely.
Outlanders. I don't
Much
think you guys
better
get
than
that
these
many
people on the
Outlanders.
Others.
Yeah. Have you seen Enger, Delavar, or Jabari recently?
Mm-hmm.
Of course I have. Matter of fact, we were all here drinking together just a few days ago.
And where have they all
I've
gone?
got a spice trading deal from another nation. I thought maybe Delavar
Spice
and
trading.
his friends might be
As in
interested.
spice
Know where I
or
can find him?
the Star Wars
How
kind of
thoughtful
spice?
of you. Then I assume you also
If it's
know
Star
that
Wars kind of
Delavar's
spice,
been
then
having a hard time
that is
making
really
ends
spicy.
meet these days. So you came here to help him out.
Yeah, it sounds
Hey,
like
keep
the
it down.
Star
Let's
Wars
just
kind.
say I prefer to keep this deal a secret. Y'all at Caravan Rebot are like family. If there's more to be
Mm-hmm.
made, why not do it together? Besides,
Yep,
Delavar and
definitely
his friends
sounds
have
like the
muscle.
Star Wars
They'd be a
kind,
good fit for
which is
escorting
not the
the
good
goods.
kind.
Yes, how considerate of you.
Mm-hmm.
Delavar's my friend too, so Of course I can take you to him. Come with me.
Okay. We did a quick cut, so we should be at the location now. It's a lot easier being able to pick and choose my characters to play with. I was about to call them servant, but then I realized we're not playing Fate.
Yep.
Oh yeah, this
place
sounds
is
like an ambush.
Practically deserted. What are they doing in a place like this?
Yeah, this is an ambush. Yep, this is definitely an ambush.
Why don't you take a guess? Go on. A wild stab in the dark.
Yep. Why would you ambush us?
You're like lambs to the slaughter.
Yeah. I'm surprised it took you this long to realize.
No! It's an ambush!
What's this all about, Zaki?
I'm guessing you guys
Come
are being
on,
paid a
Dehya.
lot of money
You
or
really
something.
think we didn't hear about what you said back in Aaru Village? The boys have kept. Not only do I know that you're looking for Delavar, I also know that you've teamed up with people.
You know,
from
it's
the
been a number of
academia
weeks,
to look
so
for the
I
missing
probably cannot
scholars.
remember who Delavar is.
So, you've been watching us from the very beginning?
Yep.
Uh-oh. Paimon knew leaving Sino behind was a mistake!
And
That's
you
fine.
left the strongest one in the village, didn't you? Who do you think you are? You really thought we'd fall for your little business deal nonsense?
Yeah, I
So you and
think
Delavar
she's
have
like
been partners all
faking it
along.
just to let their guard down.
Dehya.
Deceive them.
I guess it's only natural for a traveling mercenary like you to be out of the loop. Those of us who hang around the tavern have stronger bonds than you think. But you
Right,
got
I
one
guess.
thing right. We're all looking forward to an uprising in Sumeru. There's nothing more we'd like to see than the desert folk overthrowing the academia.
If that's
Right.
the case, then I'm sure Delavar wouldn't miss a second of it.
I'll be honest with you. If it weren't for what you said in the village, your little monologue about the Wall of Samiel would have convinced me that you're one of us.
Delavar. And Enger, you're here too, huh?
You're just worming them out
Long
now.
time no see, Miss Mercenary. You should have known the traitors are what us followers.
Dehya, I thought that you, a fellow desert dweller, would understand why King Deshret is
Yeah.
greater than the Dendro Archon. Little did I know, you don't deserve to join us.
Yeah, gee.
What is
what a
actually
missed
going on with
opportunity.
Sumeru? Why
Adopting
are
radical
the
views
gods
and
actually
kidnapping innocent
up against one
scholars,
another?
all
I
because
thought
of
they
some
were
baseless
friends,
rumors?
but I
Anything
honestly
else I'm
actually
missing
don't
out
know
on?
much about
See?
King
There you
Deshret.
have it. Mercenaries are just a bunch of faithless scum with only one thing on their minds.
Money.
Mora.
Yeah, Mora.
Pathetic. You're all like a pack of street rats.
You're not wrong. Mercenaries are driven by Mora, and my faith lies with whoever's paying me. As long as there's a profit to be made, anyone can become my friend.
Enough
Also-
talking. Get him.
Alright, here we go.
Just as I expected. Let's teach him a lesson, traveler.
Okay, we actually get to fight. This should actually be a lot easier because I am. Oh, okay. Okay, come on. We're just gonna do that. And that was a fail.
Whirling snow! Take flight!
Okay, let's just do this. And then do this. And then we should be able to loot. Okay, just do that. And boom. And let's get them.
Access denied.
Okay, somebody's throwing stuff at me, which is not good. And we'll do this,
Sakura swirl!
and this,
This is long overdue.
do that,
Let's dance.
ring of water. Oh, okay, there we go. We're just going to freeze him. And hop,
My apologies.
hop,
Whirling
and
scatter.
dead. Okay, all good.
Impossible. How could you?
So,
Yeah, well, Dehya is
what
a
do
lot
you
stronger.
think about your meticulous network now, Zaki? How did you say it?
You've just been fooled.
It's only natural for a traveling mercenary like me to be out of the loop. I'm guessing your informant told you that I'm just an incompetent merc with no real fighting skills, correct? I
She
mean,
told you,
that is what I
she-
said after all.
She sold you false
And of
information about
course, you would
herself.
believe everything he reported. The only thing you know about me is that I'm a mercenary, but you've never seen me in action. Even though you heard we went to handle monsters together, you believed that Candace was the only one doing all the real fighting.
Yep.
That so-called flame main is just a fraud. She admitted it herself. She just uses her connections to gain the trust of others. That's what
well
you
played,
thought,
well played.
Right?
You lied in the village because you figured that we'd have people watching you.
Well,
And
they
you
were
were
kind of
stupid enough to
standing
fall
out
for
in the
it.
open,
I
so it was
figured
a little
as
bit
much
obvious.
The first time we drank together. You all thought you were so smart. Pathetic.
Ooh.
Okay, that should be all of them.
And she knocked them all out.
Wow.
Okay,
So
that's
you've
good.
been planning this since we were in Aaru Village?
Yeah. I mean, we kind
No
of
task
noticed.
can be done without preparation. I just happened to notice a couple suspicious-looking people while you were out investigating.
Oh, but instead of catching them right away, you let them report back.
Yeah, I mean,
Those two who were snooping
we
around
were
were
baiting
just
them.
a couple small fries. If we want to get the real catch, we have to be patient and give it some time.
Oh, you mean the funny name she mentioned back in Uncle Ampu's house? The wide-eyed butcher, scar-riddled bandit,
they have a lot
That's just a
of
bunch of
interesting
drunk
names.
talk.
Anyways, we're just
Anger
gonna
and Delavar
push
like to
this
talk themselves
on
up
a
when
little
they're
bit.
drinking.
So,
Alcohol has a way of making people share what they really think. So
Yep.
Enger and Delavar are always rambling in the tavern about how King Deshret is a superior deity.
yeah, and that he will
what
come
about
back.
Zaki?
He's just a numbskull who fell right into our trap. Zaki was probably the best hidden of them all. My initial plan was to find Delavar first, and then try to track him down.
Well, I guess it all
That's
worked
what
out
you
in the
wanted
end.
to ask when we were at Uncle Anpu's house, right? Jabari is one of the villagers you talked to. You know, the one who wanted to treat Isak and his grandpa to some food.
Wait, so he...
No, he isn't. I just needed to
Oh, I
tag on a
accidentally
random
skipped
villager
along
name to
one
make
of
the
the,
eavesdropper think that I was
Paimon
making some
dialogue.
wild guesses based on my impressions.
Okay.
Wow, what a genius idea! Well, that's an expert mercenary for you.
Ah, you're too
Well,
kind.
we could learn a
It
few
was
things
straight
from
from
her.
the usual playbook, if I'm honest.
So, that thing
Very
you were
skillfully
saying
played.
before, is it really
Misleading
true?
them like that.
About what?
About how mercenaries only care about Mora, and that anyone's a friend as long as there's a profit.
Yeah,
Does
I mean,
that bother you?
that is kind of true.
What makes you so sure?
Sometimes there's some honor.
Dehya, do you dislike the Dendro Archon like the other desert folk?
I don't think so.
You two are pretty sharp. No, I don't have anything against the Dendro Archon.
I mean, nothing personal.
I've heard a lot of nice things
Oh,
about the
her
Lesser
hair was
Lord
just
from
twitching, so
Dunyarzad.
that's kind of
I
bad.
can understand her devotion and gratitude. Dunyarzad's just an ordinary person. There's no way a god would be so involved in the lives of everyday people unless they were truly compassionate.
I've begun to realize
It's
that
too many
the
people.
sages are behind everything that's happened recently. The radicals' blind belief in King Deshret, making the Dendro Archon out to be an enemy. It's all
Very
the
calculated.
academia's trickery.
But I see through it all. And unlike them, I can never be hostile towards anyone who's never done anything.
Dehya.
Who has never done anything wrong.
Anyway,
Anyways,
looks like we're
pushing
done
the
with business
conversation
here.
along.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Let's tie him up and bring him to the village.
All right. We've got ourselves a pretty big hole. And we're back
This
at the
should
village.
be all of them. I'll let you take it from here.
All right. I'll be in touch.
I want to roll for
Candace,
Candace now.
Do you need any help?
No, I think she's
Candace
got
will
this
be
covered.
okay on her own. I trust her, so you can too. She's been guarding Aaru Village for quite some time now.
Quite
If
a long
anyone is
time from the sounds
qualified
of
to
it.
question the offenders, it's her.
While I'm questioning them, why don't you pass some time by exploring the area?
Okay, sounds like
I'll
fun.
meet you back here tomorrow morning, Traveler.
Okay.
As
Sounds
for
good.
these idiots,
Nah, hopefully they live to see tomorrow. Right. Alright, so we skip time to the next day at 6
right on
a.m.
time.
We didn't really have anything
We'll know
else to do.
any more.
Paimon's been wondering. You seem to know Candace pretty well. Have you
Yeah.
been friends for a long time?
Friends.
We've known each other for some time now. She's a pretty interesting person. Even though she's
She
an
looks
extremely
like an
strong
interesting
warrior,
person.
she never misuses her powers against others.
Oh, Paimon knows what you mean. Like a lot of martial artists say, never take the fight outside the ring.
Okay.
Yep, I guess you can put it that way. It takes strong convictions to be as dedicated as she is, and shoulder that kind of responsibility. Us mercs, on the other hand, we pretty much live from one day to the next.
Yeah, it makes sense. Living one day to the next, making Mora.
Really?
I mean, that is a way of
Thanks for
life
that.
with them. Oh, look, there's Sino.
Oh, Sino's here.
Apparently he's in the
He's
next
pretty
banner.
early, too.
Don't know whether or not to roll for him.
Yes.
I'm a free to play,
Help out a little.
quite largely free to play,
Help
so
out? By doing
yeah.
what?
Apart from battle
Sharing
passes.
some interrogation techniques.
Oh,
What
you mean
interrogation
you taught Candace
techniques?
some more persuasive methods?
Right.
Harsher methods.
Come on in, everyone.
Okay.
Come on, let's go inside.
Right, let's find out what happens. Hopefully we get answer to this. Another cut. So let's see what's happening
You look
next.
furious.
Oh,
Do I?
does she look furious?
Oh, there's
I
no
can't really tell.
mask that can hide true bloodlust. Cover up your eyes, and it'll still show itself at the corners of your mouth.
Perhaps I need to work on my composure. Still, it's perfectly understandable why I'm angry.
Yep.
I'm sure
3 people that
everyone
she
present
trusted
would agree.
has pretty much betrayed her.
Yes, ma'am.
Please, don't beat us anymore. We're gonna die.
Wow, that
Looks like
voice
Sino
acting.
taught her well.
Yeah, she mastered it really quickly. Now she's just as terrifying as he is.
You
Yep.
fear death yourselves, yet you do not
think she's
hesitate
Electro.
to place the lives of others
She
at
looks like
risk.
Electro. Is she
The
Electro?
absurdity is mind-boggling. The ones you call mad scholars are known to us as the village keepers. They are vital members of our community.
Yeah, they kept the village
And
safe,
some
although
even
that
count
was
them as
more
family.
Nahida's work.
You come here to my village, and you treat my people as nothing more than stepping stones towards your goal.
And what
Tell
exactly
me.
is their goal?
What would you do to you in my position?
Mercy!
You've made your bed.
We may
Now
all be
it's time to
desert
put you to
dwellers,
sleep in it.
but there's one thing that I understand better than you. The resurrection of
what is
King
that?
Deshret will only result in war. And war serves no one. The people of Aaru Village care little about which god is in power. Life may be tough and tiring, but we wish to preserve our way of life.
Yeah, but it's not like Nahida's
A
actually
war would
abandoned
only
you
cause
guys.
us to lose all that we have. And that is not a responsibility that you can afford to shoulder.
Because Nahida actually protected the
we
village.
understand. I'll tell
using
you
her
everything
divine
I know.
power.
Please, just let us go.
I'm listening.
You might not believe this, but it wasn't us who came up with this idea. Someone was spreading rumors in the tavern. That's how we ended up hearing about King Deshret's resurrection. Some mystery
Okay.
man told us that mad scholars will make the perfect sacrifice to usher in King Deshret's resurrection. They give their lives, and we can get anything we wish for.
They're called village keepers. Slip up again, and you'll regret it.
Okay, you're a little bit too harsh.
yes,
Dial
sorry.
it back a little bit.
It was all that mystery man's doing. He told us to spread the word about King Deshret's resurrection and talked us into helping him. In return, he said he'll help facilitate the resurrection process.
Okay, so who is this mystery man? It sounds like
I'm
another
not sure.
person from...
That's one.
Oh, wait.
Huh? One what?
Strike. You get a total of 3. Then, you die by my hand.
Oh, is he
Wait,
lying?
I'm telling the truth.
Okay,
We
okay,
don't
he
know
sounds a
anything.
little
It was
bit
all
like,
him.
Kage Felix there.
2.
Oh, he's lying.
He got us to lure them out of their houses in the night with some kind of incense. We take them to a junction outside the village. Then the mystery guy takes them from there. You gotta
Now
believe
that's
me,
the truth.
please. I'm telling the truth, I swear. Just ask them if
Okay,
you
he's
don't
sounding
believe
very
me.
pathetic now.
That was indeed the truth.
Yeah,
Traveler, go on.
okay, moving on.
You have to believe me. If I knew that, I would have told you his name right away. I'm not risking another beating to keep his secrets. No way. That guy, he wears a cloak, and he's always careful to cover his face. He calls himself King Deshret's envoy.
Why does it sound like Al
I
Hafen?
believe I may know what's going on.
Uncle Anpu?
Okay.
What do you mean?
How do you know? What's going on? You know a lot more. Did you just beat somebody up? Oh, yeah, okay.
Okay, speak.
If my suspicions are correct, this mystery man they speak of could be from the academia.
Okay, yeah, obviously.
Some time ago, people from the academia attempted to take the village keepers away. I refused, insisting that they are part of our community. It strikes me now that this secretive character shares the same goal they had.
Which means it's highly likely
Oh,
that
no,
the
it could be the
Academia
doctor.
was purposely spreading a false rumor.
It
to
is
trick
most
the
likely a
radicals into
doctor.
delivering the village keepers right into their hands.
Speaking of Doctor, the
They were the
most
ones
recent
who brought
episode of
them
Doctor
here to
Who was
begin
actually
with.
really good.
Now they're trying.
Not the academia again.
Mm-hmm.
Just as I thought. But what could they want with the village keepers?
Mm-hmm.
People are nothing but tools in the eyes of the academia.
Right.
A change in their plans likely means they found another way to exploit the scholars. Regardless, our top priority now is locating the village keepers.
You're right. Isaka's still waiting for news on his grandpa.
Time to go. Let's leave the village and try to track them down.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Pack up and get ready to leave.
You got it. Candace, I'll let you deal with the radicals. Leave everything outside the village to us.
All right.
Sounds good.
Let's meet back here once everyone's ready.
Right. Now, where do we go from here? Okay, so Al Hafen's waiting outside.
Whoa, where did you come from?
Well, as you can see, I am merely sitting here and reviewing what we have deduced thus far.
He's eavesdropping from outside.
And now you're suddenly sitting here musing to yourself?
He's definitely
Hey,
eavesdropping.
what's with the silence?
You never think things through before asking questions. I'm giving.
He's an intellectual.
Paimon's so mad. Paimon's gonna give you an ugly nickname.
Okay, go ahead.
There's just nothing super obvious to pick with this guy.
Well, you've heard nothing. to
He's
suggest
really
I left
teasing
this whole
out
time.
Paimon. Yeah.
So clearly, I stayed in the village to investigate. Anyway, you plan to leave Aaru Village and keep searching for the truth of this matter, yes?
Well, we're kind of working for the Dendro
Anything
Archon
more
at the
by
moment,
staying
so
here,
there's
so
that.
we thought that we might as well take the search elsewhere. Enough with the silent.
No. I'm just surprised that you decided to team up with him.
With Sino.
All
What's wrong with
Hafen,
Sino?
You haven't helped us out at all ever since we arrived at Aaru Village.
In fact, your
Bold of
actions
you
has
to
been more
question our
suspicious.
choices.
Yeah, you're all talk.
While you were investigating, I had my own work to do.
For the
which
academia.
I've now finished.
And what's your work?
To be honest, we aren't really a team, so I have no obligation to inform you of my whereabouts.
Sus. Very suspicious.
Not to mention that going separate ways allowed me to find some important information that you all had missed.
And that is, what is the important information?
Right here in the village.
Correct.
What did you learn?
I'm going to take you to someone.
Okay.
But before that, you need to understand where she's coming from.
Where she's coming from? What do you mean where she's
How
coming
do
from?
you think the residents of Aaru Village feel about what we're doing? In other words, do you truly believe every single word the villagers tell us?
Oh, interesting, because the doctor is
Some of them
manipulating
lied to
everyone.
us?
Hiding the truth does not necessarily equate to lying.
Oh, they're protecting their
Again,
own.
These people have their reasons. Remember what Candace said? Most people in Aaru Village don't necessarily care which deity is in charge of Sumeru. That's because
But there's a
whether King
statue of the
Deshret
Seven
or the
right
Dendro
outside your
Archon has
village.
power is of little significance to them. By contrast, the perils of their daily lives are ever-present concerns. They won't simply share everything they know with you without good reason. That's why you believed there was no further information to be found in this village.
Okay.
Glad you're following along. Among those you have talked to, there's someone who was consciously keeping you out of the loop.
Okay.
In fact, she's been observing your every move since you arrived. The reason being...
She's really brave. It sounds
to
like
someone
she's
who only
watching us
wants
right
to
now.
live their life in peace, any external factors...
Those eyes. Those fierce eyes. You look like a real fighter.
We're both are.
Don't change the subject.
It's quite obvious that she's intimidated by Sino's authority and strength.
Right. You were asking about the the mad scholars.
She corrected herself mid-sentence because she's aware that there are King Deshret fanatics in the village. If she sounds too friendly towards the village keepers, she could easily make herself the radicals' next target.
Right. Okay, so there's been a lot of like
I usually go to bed pretty early,
spies and
so
stuff inside the
I'm
village.
not too familiar with what goes on.
Remember? She made a point of denying her involvement in anything that occurs at night.
But honestly, I feel quite sympathetic towards them. Even though they act a
No,
little
wait,
strange,
is she the person
they've helped me
behind
in the
this?
past.
Is she helping
If it weren't for
to...
them, my house would have collapsed long ago.
After speaking to the village chief,
Yeah.
it became clear that the village keepers had protected Aaru Village at night. In other words, the young miss was very much awake during that time.
Oh, this is actually quite clever
Why
writing.
would she lie?
This is very clever writing.
By getting involved with an outsider, she risks drawing unwanted attention to herself.
I'll pass on this one.
You'll
You
pass
said
on
that
this one?
she's afraid of me.
Yeah.
If so, it's best if I stay out of it.
We're on it.
Alright, so we're gonna go with Alhaven. I got a little bit lost, but I found the quest location. So we just need to knock on this door and
Miss
speak
Shani,
to
as we
Miss
discussed
Shani.
earlier,
Mr. Alhaitham, I'm aware of where you stand, but how can I make sure that your friends think the same
I
as
mean,
you?
we're outsiders, we're outlanders.
What do you mean? We need to clarify our stance or something?
go ahead and talk to her. You'll get the answers you want.
Okay.
Go on. Earn.
Is it
Earn
really
her
that
trust.
simple?
May I call you Traveler?
Sure.
Hi, Traveler. I want to ask you something. Do you think the resurrection of King Deshret can truly change Sumeru for the better?
No,
Why
we
is
don't
that?
know.
That's very similar to what Miss Candace says. I know you two are friends.
Yeah, it's gonna cause conflict.
That's why I'm willing to talk to you, even though I do have some
Reservation.
I wouldn't even have the courage. Traveler, do you believe our lives will get...
We don't know, but
Yeah, we came here from another
we're
nation,
helping Dendro
so
Archon,
it isn't
so...
wrong of you to be weary. And we aren't really residents of any one nation. But even so, we've met lots of people from different places, and we've always fought for what we believed in. We have friends in Sumeru, and we want to help them. That's why we decided to stay here for a while.
Okay, fair enough.
I want to trust you. My apologies for posing my questions like that. To be honest, I didn't expect you to come back.
Alhaitham told us you have your reasons. It's okay.
The fact is that only one side of my family is desert folk.
Oh, okay, so
I
she's
don't really
half.
fit in
So
anywhere in
she's half
Sumeru.
desert folk and half Sumerian.
Some believe in the Dendro Archon, while others believe in King Deshret.
And you don't know which side to
I
take.
don't
Speaking of which, the radicals mentioned that they despise traitors. Do they just think that anyone who's different from them is a traitor?
Oh, right, because if she sides with one side, she
Some
offends the
people can
other,
be
and if
so
she sides with the other
narrow-minded when
side,
it
she
comes to
offends the other.
bloodline and
So,
beliefs.
quite a
It
conundrum.
makes no difference what I say or how I behave. I'll always be suspected of having ulterior motives. Slowly, I just stopped talking to people. I pretended not to hear or see anything. All I want is to live my life in peace. And then it
Maybe
happened.
we should send you
The
to
village keepers
Leyu
who had
or
helped me disappeared with
Mondstadt.
no explanation.
Or if you
and
want
I
to be
didn't
fancy
dare
and
breathe a word
say
about it to
Leyu in
anyone.
English, it'll be Lue.
Until now.
You can tell them. I'm sure she'll keep your secret.
All right. I'll tell you what I told Alhaitham. I actually have a sharper sense of hearing
Okay.
than most.
Interesting.
Sometimes, I hear strange crying sounds in the night.
But that can't be a...
There are ghosts?
That can't be Nahida.
Perhaps. I'm not sure. It's faint, but it used to be louder and more frequent. But ever since you arrived in the village, it doesn't seem to happen as often. And when it does, it's much quieter. I have to focus really
Nahida?
hard to make it out.
I confirmed this with the guards on night duty. They also have someone with a good ear, and he's heard similar sounds at Bot.
Interesting.
Because we're in the middle of a desert, he would rather believe that they are the cries of beasts than ghosts.
Right, interesting.
There's really nothing around these parts, except for an old hospital not far from the village.
Into the desert we go.
I think they used to use it for treating Elazar, but it's been abandoned for years.
Yeah, let's go.
Right, we have our next mission. At this point, I'm going to end the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed the content so far. We're going to head off into the desert in the next one. So, I'll see you guys then. Hey, thank you for watching my video. I hope you guys all enjoyed that. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to like and subscribe and drop a comment in the comment section below and let me know what you think. It really does help me out. If you haven't already done so, you can also hit the bell icon and turn on notifications. That way you'll get updates for when I upload my new videos. Or follow me on Twitter at KuroAkiGames. I'm also on Twitch at twitch.tv/KuroAkiGames, where I occasionally stream my raw gameplay videos on there or some content that isn't on YouTube. You can also follow me on Instagram at KuroAkiGames, and I will see you guys soon.